we have new information related to the death of Jacqueline Torres-Garcia. Search warrants now show her mother admitted to starving her for 2 weeks leading up to her death, which she says happened back in September of 2024. Your chief investigative reporter, Sam Smink, got access to those troubling warrants earlier today. She's joining us live in the studio right now with more. Sam, this is so upsetting.
It really is, Kara. The details in those search warrants are awful and graphic. Jacqueline's mother told police she often tied Jacqueline up in zip ties. According to those same warrants, Jacqueline tried to run away twice, but was caught each time. September 19th, 2024. That's the day Karla Garcia, Jacqueline Torres-Garcia's mother, told her sister the 11-year-old had died, according to search warrants. Police found the remains of Jacqueline on October 8th in a container behind the back of an abandoned New Britain home. That day, Channel 3 shot video of Karla Garcia being taken into police custody as people nearby shouted, "Where's the girl?" Police interviewed Karla Garcia over the next 2 days. Garcia told them she and her boyfriend, Jonathan Anita, had stopped feeding Jacqueline 2 weeks prior to her death. She also admitted to previously restraining Jacqueline in zip ties as punishment for when she was acting bad. Garcia told police her sister, Jackelyn Garcia, had even sent her a photo of Jacqueline when she was lying on the floor on pee pads, restrained in zip ties. Jackelyn Garcia admitted to taking the photo sometime in the summer of 2024. Karla Garcia went on to tell police that after Jacqueline died, Nanita brought Jacqueline's body downstairs, but she wasn't sure what to do with it. She stated the odor from the decaying body was so strong, they had to leave their residence in Farmington and stay with friends or at hotels. The couple moved back to New Britain in March 2025, taking the body with them. She claims most of the punishments directed toward Jacqueline were under the direction of Nanita. Garcia had plans to go on a podcast to talk about what happened to Jacqueline prior to her arrest on October 12th. Karla Garcia, Jonathan Anita, and Jacqueline Garcia are all charged in Jacqueline's death. Jacqueline Garcia told police that Jacqueline Torres-Garcia had run away twice, was caught and restrained in zip ties as punishment. What else did Jacqueline Garcia witness? That part of the story coming up at 6. Your chief investigative reporter, Sam Smink, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Okay, just terrific. Thanks, Sam.